I've just found out that all the guests were gathered together for dinner. Apparently, Mr. Boddy gave a Best Costume Award to Lady Lavender at that time. I was just investigating when I found one of the items we are looking for. If you stop by the library, I'll see if you are observant enough to take a look at it. I've found another one of those items we are looking for. If you stop by the kitchen, I'll see if you are observant enough to take a look at it. I'd like everyone to the ballroom right away, please. This room was the focal point of the costume party. The staff and guests mingled here the entire time. Are there any players in the lounge? Oh, that was a narrow escape. Why don't I take something back to the evidence room? But don't give up now. You've got this villain on the run. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask the butler to close the secret passages. It's far too dangerous down there. What with a criminal element about, place the padlocks on the secret passages for the rest of the game.
Coming! Mr. Body asked that none of the staff dress in costume. Rusty was quite disappointed, as he had hopes of wearing his pirate costume. One more thing. I believe this item might help in your investigation. Hello. The guests thought it would be clever to borrow items from Mr. Body to complete their costumes. A bit odd, if you ask me. But Mr. Body agreed and lent out quite a few of his valuable items for the occasion. One more thing. I believe this item might help in your investigation. Good day. Prince Azure refused to wear a costume. I believe I remember him saying it was beneath him. Mr. Body replied, "To each their own," in his usual magnanimous fashion. One more thing. I believe this item might help in your investigation. Coming! No one was allowed in the kitchen during the party, since Mrs. White was busy preparing meals and didn't want to be disturbed. One more thing. I believe this item might help in your investigation. Hello. If I remember correctly, the guests didn't put on their costumes until after breakfast. There was quite an air of excitement as they headed upstairs to change. No one knew who was going to be in what costume. One more thing. I believe this item might help in your investigation. Good day. Mrs. Peacock very much wanted to go in costume as Napoleon. Sadly, she said she hadn't been able to find the appropriate hat, so wore no costume at all. Perhaps next year. One more thing. I believe this item might help in your investigation. Coming. This morning, I found Mr. Body's expensive spyglass in the secret passage. Even more strange, the piece had been damaged with a large dent in the metal on one end. One more thing. I believe this item might help in your investigation. Hello. As I was retiring, I saw someone running through the corridors. Of course, I was alarmed. I wanted to cry out to stop them, but he or she was in costume, and I have no idea who it was. One more thing. I believe this item might help in your investigation.